Seth and Cody Rhodes go face to face with The Rock and Roman Reigns. Our comments and our opinions coming up right after this. Welcome, everybody, to another episode, the second edition of one of the hottest, fastest rising podcasts. I think you can say that now. One of the fastest rising and hottest wrestling podcasts out there today. It is the We Book It Wrestling Pod. I am one of your hosts. I am Virgil. And to my left or right, however you may be looking on the screen, we got Fredo's, we got Big Daddy C, and we got joining the pod for the first time, another one of our co-hosts, Tank, is in the building. We are without our good man, Coach, tonight. He is traveling back from a tournament, could not make it, but we're going to hold it down for him. So eventually you'll get all five of us on the podcast, hopefully next week, fingers crossed. But with our luck, C or Fredo's will get sick or something like that, and, they'll be out of the pod or something.
I mean, it's St. Patty's Day weekend next week, so I might be hungover. I might be dead in the bathroom vomiting Jameson. It's gonna be a lovely weekend, I'm telling you.
Look, man, listen, let me tell y'all something. I don't care how long you are. You bring your asses in here and do this podcast next week, all right? No, you grease it up. Grease it up Sunday. Eat as much fried chicken, cheeseburgers, whatever it takes to get your butts here for this podcast next week. Deal?
Oh, yeah.
We got Big Daddy C, how you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. If y'all get a chance, check the chat. I just sent the preview of the new logo.
Ooh. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. We got to update our logo and whatnot. Is it in the private chat? Where'd you put it? You can put it in the private chat.
Messenger, yeah.
Oh jeez, Claude. Okay, never mind. Anyways,
I can't put it
some nerd, dude.
Right.
We can't even see that on the phone.
You sick son of a bitch.
Yeah. In the building, what's up, man? How are you feeling? Oh, wait a minute. Also, let us all. Today's toast is not just to the podcast. Today's toast is for our man Tank, officially making it official, getting engaged this past week. Give it up for the man. He's engaged.
Thank you guys.
To a heck of a lady. She is, like I said, he is one lucky guy.
Yeah, she's lucky. She's lucky to have me.
We lost Big C. Fredo's, how you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic.
Good. You had a good week?
Oh, of course. I mean, other than work being slow and boring as normal, but a great week of me just watching wrestling and just ready for this podcast.
For sure, guys. Well, without further ado, let's get to it. Let's talk about our first topic, the thoughts on Seth Cody versus Rock and Roman segment on Smackdown. Take it away, Big C. What'd you think?
So basically, what I thought of it was that I don't like the cliffhanger, but it makes you wanting more to like tune in next week to see exactly what's going to happen, what is on Raw next or SmackDown next week. I thought it was pretty cool just to see The Rock still doing this thing and to see actually him, Roman, Seth, and Cody back on the same, in the same space after the kickoff in Vegas. Sure. So it was nice to see all them back in the same ring. We kind of expected this was going to be the ultimate result, them having a tag match. I think the element of Cody not having another world title match, if he loses like the title match at WrestleMania, I think that's an interesting element. And then the bloodline being banned if Cody and Seth win the match, that also is an interesting element as well, because obviously what's his name, Solo and Jimmy pretty much gonna interfere. So yeah, that's pretty much expected. I personally think that Seth and Cody will lose just to keep that element of the bloodline, there, because The Rock said he's going to do everything in his power to make sure Cody doesn't win and that Seth loses his title as well. So yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to happen with that.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean the Rock definitely adds a second element, a different element to this type of match and what we're looking at. And honestly, I was sure Cody was winning the title before. I started to question a little bit. What do you think, Tank?
I think overall it's going to be a great story. I mean, obviously it's a great storyline so far. I think let me get your all thoughts about something after I say my piece here. But
sure,
I think overall these arguably are going to steal the show both nights. Both of these matches are going to steal it both nights, and I think just the progression of this storyline, like C said, I think it's just excellent storytelling. You guys can notice, being wrestling fans for a while, especially with Triple H era, you get a lot of little cues. You don't get everything all at once. You're not going to get a predictable Vince turn. You're not going to get that from here. I think the little cues, you know what I mean? Everything The Rock is presenting to the people. And you got the red eyes on his intro. You got everything there to make you think he is going to be full heel. But let's remember, Rock isn't going to be around forever. He's going to go back to Hollywood, do his thing, and come back. So, as much as a Cody fan as I am, and I'm getting vibes of a certain someone back in the day. This story arc. Where I was gonna go with it is, I think C's right. Cody and Seth. I feel like you have to make them lose night one, because you have to. Everybody's expecting Cody to win night two, and if you have that, you're gonna have bloodline rushing out. You're gonna have maybe members of the family that we haven't seen come out, right? You got what's his face that just signed with the WWE. What do you guys think, though? The bloodline, we got Cena, you got LA Knight, you got a bunch of others. But who's one of Cody's good friends that was from a different promotion who hasn't been announced to sign a contract with AEW yet, who may make the leap to WWE? What if we get the devil himself coming out as the last save for Cody Rhodes?
Wow. An MJF thought right there. Oh, man. That'd be one heck of a way to introduce him to WWE. I mean, to have him come out and make the save for Cody. I do think that this is going to be the start of something bigger. Where, like I said, because I mean, if you listen to The Rock talk, he didn't want to be the end of something. So this WrestleMania isn't going to be the end, especially with the announcement that 41 is in Vegas or whatnot. So, like I said, WrestleMania 41 is it's for sure going to be in Las Vegas. They just rendered the very first image of 41 today. So, like I said, we're very excited for that, for WrestleMania 41 in Vegas. So it literally gives me 2002 Survivor Series winner take all vibes. Triple H versus Rock, laying it all on the table with control of the company. Potentially, that's a little foreshadowing there for 41. But for now, like I said, you have to make compelling television, and I think Cody winning the championship and all these people coming out to help The Rock, and The Rock systematically begins to punish each of them, and eventually somebody cashes in their Money in the Bank contract on Cody, unfortunately, punishes him even more. Like I said, I think those are all aspects that we could. But that MJF, that prediction is quite the prediction, Tank. I will say that. Fredo, what are your thoughts, man?
First of all, The Rock's new intro, I love it. The lightning in there, especially now he trademarked the most electrifying whatever. With all his trademarks.
Yeah.
And just the whole, just at each other. The Rock calling Seth a cross-dresser and going at it, everyone being all upset about it, just getting the crowd more fired up. It's going to make the storyline way better. And we haven't even talked about the best part, how it all ended with that hanger with Cody slapping the shit out of The Rock. That was my favorite part. Slapping the little bitch out of him.
Yeah, he hauled back and gave him one. That Stephanie McMahon would be proud of that slap. Let's put it that way.
Man, you gotta go with the reference.
Claude, you're talking, but we can't hear you.
He needs to drop the walking clown emoji because it's getting old already.
Yeah, but the Diary of Dwayne, I can't believe that chant actually started working. Like, because it fell so flat. It fell so flat on Raw. Yeah. But like I said, like it did not hit on Raw. I was like, oh man, and like even Drew McIntyre is a demon, which I'm sure Fredo's gonna have something to say about him a little bit later on. But man, like I mean, Drew McIntyre is on another level right now, and it gets even better since they're like now allowed to really use their social media and cut like even better promos, more racier promos on their social media accounts. But like he even pointed out that like this man thought this is gonna be funny or whatnot, like on his ex account. So like I said, it's crazy how things are going right now. But Fritos, what else you got?
Actually, speaking of that, when they were doing the Diary of Dwayne stuff, if you look at it, they had to look away. We're about ready to break character, which I think it's phenomenal because they could not make eye contact. That's just pure awesome right there.
Do you guys think
cutting from me?
You're welcome. I was gonna bring up Seth's mic skills right now. Don't get me wrong, the dude can straight.
I'm with you, Devin. I was thinking the same thing. He lost some stuff, bro.
I think he's trying to do too much, man. And I'm like, he gets excited, and when you have Cody, for instance, and Cody's Mycena, you get that smooth delivery. You get, he'll raise in the voice, he'll lower the voice. Seth has like one voice, and it's always yelling. It's always, it's always. I know why he's doing it, right? He's trying to get that crowd reaction. But us three. I know 4 of us were able to go to the live event, and even when Seth could talk because the chantings of "We want Cody" and everything, but. It was just like, oh, man, just talk, just be yourself, you don't. I don't know.
If we're talking mic skills, yes, Seth has lost a step, but Seth was not the weakest promo in that ring, and we all know who the weakest promo in that ring was, and that is the glaring detriment to Roman Reigns is he's never been a talker. That's why he has Paul Heyman. That like his looks when he was dealing with his family worked, but now you're in the ring with the heavy hitters, and you're the weakest promo in that ring every single time, and it shows. That's why The Rock does all the talking, and you sit back there and you laugh and you stare. And that's a glaring problem, bro. Like that's been a problem. Even Brock Lesnar cuts a better promo than you, and that's saying something.
I won't go that far.
Does he though?
Bro, Cowboy Brock Lesnar cuts a better promo than Roman Reigns, and you're not telling me otherwise.
Let's start. Hey, I don't have the skills to do it. I want you to start a poll for next week. I think let's do that. I think Roman has him beat, but
no way, bro. No freaking way.
But first of all, they boo you because you suck. And second off, and it's like I mean, but Roman has the he has that believable tone. He's got that aggression. Brock had Paul to make sure the beast stayed the beast.
But no, okay, yeah, that's fine. I'm talking about Brock without Paul. I'm talking Cowboy Brock Lesnar.
You talking Cowboy? You talking Man Bun Lesnar?
His oh my gosh, Devin. Tank. His issues with Bobby Lashley. I love those promos of Bobby Lashley. I love his promos against Cody. I mean, like I said, Brock doesn't have to say a lot, but he's actually very entertaining when he does talk, and it's hilarious too.
I'll agree. Okay, yeah, different eras of Brock Lesnar. I think Brock Lesnar right now, if you were to put him back out there, like the cowboy hat, it's because I think he's finally. I think he can be himself, and he doesn't care. Dude, I'm sorry about the cat. I'm sorry about the cat, but he can be himself. he can be himself, and he's so believable. And your best friend, but instantly just turn on you, and there's that stare. Okay, I'll agree. I'll agree with you, Mike, on that one.
I think it helps when you see Brock outside of the ring and see how he talks on interviews and stuff. When he was on the Pat McAfee show and with the cowboy hat and on everything, and then he started actually talking like that in the ring, later on. And so it's all right, so Brock can talk up a promo when he really gets the opportunity to, and Paul Heyman is not in the picture, So
sure.
I have noticed that. And then with Roman, for whatever reason, it seemed like he talks a lot, even though it's not promo, but when he's wrestling in the ring, he's kicking somebody's ass, and then he start talking shit, and he's yeah, I'm the best in this ring, blah blah blah, and then he'll be talking to the crowd when they booing him. And then you shut your mouth, blah, blah, blah. And then and then when he starts walking back up the ramp, when his music's hitting, you can see him talking. And then you'll see later on TikTok or YouTube, a little mini clip of it. And why doesn't he bring this much energy with his promos? The stuff he be talking off, as he's not actually talking on the mic, it's just bro, do all that on the mic, man. Give us more. So I do agree. He can, he has taken a step back a little bit on the promos now that it's not dealing with Jay and Sammy and Jimmy. But yeah, I think he'll be all right. I think now just with the Rock back, he's going to take a back seat pretty much.
Fredo's, what do you think?
Well, I can't remember what year it was, but the feud with Cena, where Cena roasted him for the promo skills. Saying this is a promo, you learn.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel with the family, maybe it was more comfortable with him.
Yeah,
that's it. So it's just not just I'm working, I'm interacting with my family, so it's more easy for him. Maybe now with the heavy hitters, like you were saying, maybe just a little bit more difficult, a little bit more uncomfortable, especially since his schedule, since he's not really been here as much. So maybe that's why he's taking the backseat, and Dwayne just being the talker like he always is, taking the front, which I don't have that much of a problem with Dwayne taking the front. I love it when he talks.
I think for me, it is when you start talking Mount Rushmore, though. There are some glaring things about Roman that's going to keep him off of that Mount Rushmore for a lot of people. History will not look kindly upon Roman Reigns once this title reign eventually ends. I don't think it's going to be as favorable as WWE hopes. And I know they're going to try to rewrite history and tell you he was the greatest. I mean, Mike Mic skills, match quality. I mean, okay. So I was having this debate with a friend. There's 4 categories for me that get you on Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore, you have to have the mic skills. You have to have the drawing power, meaning ticket sales as well as box office. You have to make sure that you are putting on good matches and good match quality. And then on top of that, can you build up your opponents or the people around you? Roman has done 2 of the 3. I believe Roman Reigns has built up. I mean, look at Main Event, look at Jimmy, look at Solo, look at all those guys. He gave Paul Heyman a 3rd career. This is his 3rd time over having a different career. And then of course, box office wise, some of the biggest deals WWE has cut have been while he's been champion. And like I said, not indie shows. What is it? House shows or ratings are up, but I don't even know if you can contribute that to him because he's not there at the house shows wrestling. So it's more so about Cody coming out to see Cody.
That's a good, like, without going, or if you guys want to go into detail, who you got in those 4?
Rock, Austin, Hogan, Goldberg.
So you got your 4? You got Goldberg. Okay.
No. Not necessarily. That stuff. I don't want to say Goldberg's in my Mount Rushmore. If we're talking my Mount Rushmore, I have to put Rock, Austin, Flair, and I really want to put I really want to put Michaels in there, but the company took a nosedive under Michaels' watch, man. Like, you know, I mean, like I said, and WCW was kicking their ass. It was horrible.
I think
so.
Mount Rushmore is like one of those situations. Like, you got to consider who has the better collection of everything. When you narrow it down, like in different categories, who has the best collection. And so while Michaels was like one of the best, if not the best to ever do it in ring, when we talking in ring wrestling skills, you know, while we consider him on the Mount Rushmore in that regard, like you said, you know, it was other things from a business standpoint that turn people off about Michaels, you know. And obviously
it's the same knock that Cena will always get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's the same knock people will always give Cena. More people stopped watching wrestling during John Cena's tenure on top than ever before. Even worse than the early 90s. And that will always, no matter what, for good, bad, or indifferent, even though it's not his fault,
it'll be always attributed.
That's the one thing that they will always attribute to him. Wrestling became uncool while you were on top.
So I meant to bring it back a little bit, but I heard each of your guys' picks for your best wrestler, just straight up. All right, last week's podcast. Why did none of you give love to the man? Mike gave love to him.
Okay.
I'm talking Triple H. None of you gave love to the man who was able to take anybody. He was able to make, break, but also create. Yes, exactly. That's why I appreciate that shirt. But
are we talking strictly like, are we including business in that, or just like we talking straight up?
Skills, you got wrestling, you got his backstage influence, good or bad sometimes. I mean, you got both there, but I'm talking overall as a whole. I think right now, and I will put myself out there on this one. This has been my favorite. This has been outside the Attitude Era. I think you got it. That's its own category. This has been my favorite time in wrestling.
Yeah.
In my lifetime. I don't.
The reality era.
Yeah, you got. I think just overall, Tony Khan, I think let's give credit where credit's due. He gave everybody a fresh breath in order for people to appreciate WWE more while also appreciating AEW on its own. I think people like that. But man, I was surprised none of you even mentioned Triple H, man. Oh, I was a little hurt.
I would say for me.
That's your problem. You got sick and you didn't say it. That's your fault too. So don't blame us. It's our opinion here.
Hey, I had half a banana in me. I had half a banana in me.
Hey, yo.
You guys are hilarious.
I have a belly full of white dog shit.
Mad crazy, man. Half a banana in these. Mad crazy.
Wait, time out.
That's a wild cipher.
Wow. All right. I was only able to eat half a banana. There we go. Clarify. Stay.
That is a wild cipher. Pick that up, bro. That's a whole pause moment right there.
Hey, that's why I said pause. You can't beat me to the pause. Eat, digest. God, this is worse. It's just making it worse. I can't go.
Right.
You might as well stop.
That's enough.
You're digging.
That's a flagrant.
Digging.
Throw it out there. Anyways, Triple H for me, and shout out to Birdman Iceberg, friend of the show. Probably we'll have him on the pod one day. He said something went back like 10 years ago, and it always stuck with me. Triple H, and this is a Jim Cornette shout out, really. Triple H is always the guy that works with the guy. He was never the guy, because they tried in 2002 making him the guy, but then you turn around and you have Hulk Hogan, you have The Rock, you still have Stone Cold coming back. Like I said, and stuff like that. So Triple H was never the guy. I mean, even in Cena's era, where you had Batista too, Triple H was still never the guy. Like I said. So,
and the greatest example of that, WrestleMania 25, him and Orton main evented. Who they came out there? Taker and Shawn Michaels. Like, like you can feel the energy in the arena was not as great compared to what it was after that Michaels Taker match is over. And so and even Triple H and Orton said, like, damn, we gotta how are we gonna follow up to that? Like, how are we gonna follow
There's nothing you could do. Nothing you could do to follow up to that match.
So it just lets you know that no matter, like, even if you're the main champion, like, you got a match that was before you where you got guys that are way past their prime, but they put on, like, arguably the greatest match in WrestleMania history or WWE history. Like
every main event, every WrestleMania main event that Triple H won, there's an argument that he should have lost. His first one was 2000. His first WrestleMania main event was WrestleMania 2000 in that fatal 4-way, and The Rock should have won that. No questions asked. The next year after that, he did not WrestleMania, he did not main event. Obviously, Rock Austin did. The year after that, he did main event, but Rock Hogan should have main evented that WrestleMania, not him and Jericho. But he had won the Royal Rumble. He had to fight in politics to try to get that WrestleMania win. I mean, to get that WrestleMania main event, to get that on his resume. The next year after that, it was him and Booker T, and a lot of people wanted Booker T to win that title off of him that night. Next year after that, he lost to Benoit. Year after that, he lost to Batista, and then after that, he didn't main event. I don't think for a little bit because he was injured. And then the next year after that, he lost to Orton with Cena, and so on and so forth. But like I said, you look at Triple H's body of work. He made a lot of superstars. He did. And his mic skills, he could trade barbers with the best of them, even though The Rock, I felt like, always served him. And then after that, like I said, you look at his box office draw, he was never the guy. So the house was never on him. There's a saying in wrestling, and I was telling the buddy this: thank you for the house. You've heard guys like The Rock and stuff like that say that about Stone Cold Steve Austin and guys like that. The house was never on Triple H. Never. He was never that main marquee name where it's like, bro, it's either you or we don't sell out. Cena, Hogan, Rock, Austin,
Yeah.
it was on them. It was on them. If they didn't show up, the house did not make any money that night.
That's right.
So
I feel like the closest he ever had, the closest he ever came to having that type of like impact, probably was when he came back off the what was it, 01? When he came back off the
Was it
the quad.
02.
Yeah.
02.
That was
For the first quad surgery when he came back, jerk. I said, I said, back jerk. My bad.
Yeah,
he
Madison Square Garden.
He came back jacked. I mean, he came
Yeah,
back.
yeah, Madison Square Garden. That pop was
Pause.
crazy.
Big
Yeah.
pause.
Hey, I love Devin's face because he's the first one to catch it. He's like, wait, bro, what did you just say?
I wasn't gonna say anything. Hey, blame this guy. Blame that guy. I wasn't gonna say anything.
I will be the one on this podcast catching everything that y'all say. I'm calling it out.
Fredo's just like, what the hell?
Helps with the entertainment. It helps with the entertainment.
I'm just
For sure. Oh man, I can already tell this is gonna be a fun pod, man. So moving on, let's talk now. Bayley versus Damage Control, Dakota Kai, Trader. Fredos, what are your thoughts, sir?
I mean, I'm starting to get that old Evolution feel with what is it, Orton, and I love it. Just bring that back. I feel like this should have been one of the main events of WrestleMania. If we didn't have this bloodline story going on, this would have been probably day one. But I'm really interested in this match going on and seeing how it's going to play afterwards. Bayley wins, depending on the booking and everything else, which I think they're going to turn her, full face and get. Hopefully, she gets the hugs. I want the hugs. Get the pop-ups going up again. I love those, and I just want to see how everything plays out a little bit afterwards too. Just kind of curious.
Yeah, Big C, what do you got?
I think from what I know, I'm gonna do a 180 from what I was predicting last week with like with the whole help thing, because after the Naomi and Bianca segment backstage, kind of gave me like a sneak peek as to what might happen. Like, I feel like Bayley will win, but she'll have completely different help outside of Bianca. And then maybe Naomi and a few other people help out. But then after WrestleMania, I feel like Bianca might end up getting her heel turn.
Ooh.
Because I feel like she kind of teased it because she taking the Drew McIntyre approach. Like, yeah, so you didn't beat up on a lot of people, you and your gang with Damage Control. Now all of a sudden you good, and they turn their back on you, and now you want to be good again and seek help. So like, nah, she ain't feeling that. So I feel like that's pretty much what's gonna happen with Bianca. She gonna turn heel and be like, yeah, I didn't forget what you did to me. And then hell, we don't even know what Bianca's got planned for WrestleMania. So I mean, it's up in the air what might happen. She might elect to help Bayley and then afterwards turn on her. You just never know. So I think that might be the possibility of how this storyline, excels past Mania.
Sure. Tank, what do you think?
I mean, it's hard to say. I agree with Fredo's. I agree with parts of both of your guys' input there. I really want to see the intro, the hugging intro. I want to see that again. I think it's time for it. It's time for her to cut the gospel theme, whatever she got, whatever she got going on, like
gospel theme with the drums.
Yeah, I it worked for the time, but that's not face Bayley. And I know Bayley's trying to recreate herself into outside of the hugging Bayley, but you got to look at it at a merch standpoint, everything like that. I think she'll hopefully go back to that. Now, outside of that, she's got to win this now more than ever. She has to. I think she has that huge push right now, right? She's gonna need the help. The help, you got Naomi. I don't think Sasha's gonna come back. Not saying that I wouldn't mind Sasha coming back, but she's out getting that money right now. You know what I mean? She's getting the money.
But to be fair, though,
think. Go ahead, Fredo.
To be fair, though, on X, she did mention something that one day she could come back.
Yeah, but
we don't know when.
But the whole AEW, that whole AEW event that's like big bucks event or whatnot that they're doing in Boston. Like that's a Tony Khan booking strategy. I think she's good. I think she's going to AEW. I don't think she's coming back.
I think. I mean, Khan has the money straight up. Let's be honest. But Tripp's also obviously WWE has the money. But what you have over in AEW for her is freedom. But not to stray away too far in that conversation. But you got, Bayley's got to win this because. And the reason why I don't think Sasha's going to come back as well is this is Bayley's moment. And Sasha and Bayley are best friends. And I think on an entertainment and I think on a friendship level, I think Sasha knows the stakes enough to be like, this is, although my pop, it's not my time to pop right now, to pop out right now. It's not my time. This is Bayley's time, and
it's the same as they supported Naomi in TNA when it was her time.
But I'm worried, and we can go into depth in this if you guys want. But where does Damage Control go after this? That Bayley, no matter what, will always be in a title picture. Where does Damage Control go, though?
It's a great question because personally, I feel like Io Shirai was never world champion material. So I feel like she shouldn't have had the title to
Talk about it. Talk about it.
You shouldn't have won the Money in the Bank. Let's add that to that.
Talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it.
NXT champion is one thing, but women's champion, nah, miss me with that one.
To be 100% with y'all, I don't care about this feud. They haven't given me enough, and this is gonna be a common theme. You might hear me say this a couple times. I don't care enough about this feud. Like we literally just spent almost over 33 minutes talking about that first feud. That's the money. This, if she wins, great. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, whatever. But I'm more invested in what's going on with Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch probably than I am this match. And that's a shame because this has been building for a year. But they haven't given me enough meat and potatoes. That's the problem with Smackdown. Smackdown is a 2-hour show. And everything is built around The Rock and Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins right now. And on a 2-hour show, you don't have enough time to give it time to marinate, to give these other feuds time to marinate. It's quick hits, in, out, versus giving it time to marinate and really giving those feuds some time. I mean, look, if Bianca turns heel, I'm all about that, especially, like I said, if it's going to mean, like, her really starting to show her mic skills and start treating people on the microphone. Like, I'm about that life. But outside of that, Damage Control ain't gonna work because nobody gives a crap about what Dakota Kai has to say, really, and she's the only one that can talk for them. And then Bayley's gone, so then you really lose your flavor for that. So I say by years in, they'll probably have more matches on main event than anything.
Well, you also got SmackDown. You also got SmackDown. The problem with SmackDown with Roman taking 10 minutes to get to the ring, but let's I think
hey, it's a long walk. I don't blame him.
Yeah. Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh!
This is how
you got YouTube.
I get it. Take your time.
You got YouTube though. Like I mean, you guys can look at the clip, but when I'm trying to when I'm looking at it for material for here, how long was it? I don't even know if they even cut the video or not. But that was almost 30 minutes long, dude. That segment alone, but that whole segment grabs you and it keeps you watching.
Yeah.
damage control. The only I'd agree. Like the only time I was really like fully invested was when Bayley straight up just pulled a steel pipe out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
fought back. You know?
Yep.
So Dakota Kai turning obvious, like Claude, you said sorry, Big C, you said last week on the podcast, you know, Dakota Kai, she's gonna turn on whoever the fuck she wants. At this point, who is she friends with? I don't even know. Like she has all the talent in the world, but she just turns and turns and turns and turns and turns. And it's like, come on,
Big Show.
develop a story.
Right.
Yeah. All of a sudden, she's going to come out, you know, and just straight up just, you know, be the part of the authority and whatnot. But sorry, Big C, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, like, with Bayley, it's one of those situations where she has never had her moment, like WrestleMania moment, true WrestleMania moment. Like, I don't know, has she won at Mania before as a champ? Like, I don't recall her winning any. I don't think she's actually had like
not a world title.
Has she even gone into a WrestleMania as champion?
I believe so.
Yeah, she lost. I believe. She lost
the tag, maybe
Bianca, I think.
That was okay. My bad.
Yeah. My bad. Yeah, so she's never had a championship winning moment at WrestleMania
with the fireworks and all of that stuff. So
like she may have had one-on-ones with other people for non-title matches or tag matches, but she's never had that moment as a champion, you know, winning. So this
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna shoot straight with y'all on this podcast with the viewership and with you four gentlemen. Yeah. Check it out. If I was at Mania in Philly this year, that'd be my piss break. Last year, it's a big arena. It's a big arena. You got to takes a long time, and the bathrooms be packed. Last year in SoFi, when that Trish Stratus match happened, piss break. When the women's tag team match, showcase match happened, piss break. I was gone. Like I'm telling you, it was not a game, bro. Like I said, and honestly, I took a walk around the stadium while Charlotte and Rhea Ripley were fighting last year because I already knew the outcome. You know what's gonna happen. I go give me a Mountain Dew and a hot dog and make it back. Close the rings on my watch and make it back and still see the end. This piss break, man. They have to do a better job at gripping me. Pause with these storylines, like they got to, bro. They got to.
I know who will grip you.
Look, man. Look, Claude, let it pass, bro. Let it pass, bro. Let it pass. I said pause. You can't pause my pause.
I got you.
Thank you. Anyways,
man, nobody is safe. Nobody is safe in this damn podcast so far, man.
Bro, man, nobody. He's caught everything, bro.
Everybody was so damn professional last week. I'm like, this is great. You know, I get in here, I talk about how I eat half a damn banana, and all of you are like,
well, you didn't say eat first, but whatever.
Yeah,
okay.
Bro. No, yeah. You say you had a banana to eat, bro, and that was wild. I'm just saying. Yeah. Look, man. Any last thoughts on this Bayley versus Damage Control crap? Because honestly, I don't care. It's filler match.
We good.
Sorry, Bayley, but I'm gonna let you finish. But what they did for Charlotte and definitely what they did for Becky is way better than any moment they're gonna give to you.
Damn.
It is what it is. And when Sasha come back, it's really about to be over with. Whenever she comes back, it is going to set the wrestling world on fire. And her promos are going to be legit. Hopefully she learns how to talk by the time she comes back. She goes to AEW and fixes her little speech impediment thing, and then she comes back and she's able to, cut a fire promo for you. Just saying.
Just a quick note on AEW.
Sure. Even though they do have their own segment tank.
Oh, okay. But I'm just saying overall, like the women's wrestling in AEW, there's so much talent there, and I think it falls along with what you were saying, Virgil. It's just, when Paige Saraya came to AEW, I was like, oh yeah, here we go. Shake things up. But I feel like the men have this story, blah, 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 blah. And then they'll pair a woman with a men's stable and try to raise them up this way. I don't feel like the stories are given enough credit in AEW for the women. And but that's, again, that could be future podcast or a future segment for another time.
For sure. No, I don't think you're wrong about that. All right, y'all. We're moving on to the next. The Final Testament versus the Pride. For all of you that don't know, the Final Testament is Authors of Pain and Karrion Kross versus the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley, who are now going by the Pride. Any thoughts? Going once, going twice.
That name is trash. The Pride. Really, that's the best they could have come up with. It could have been Hurt Business 2.0 or something. Like the Pride. That's what we doing. What's this, Lion King? Like,
it's a great movie.
We are the nation of domination. Nation of domination.
We got Timon and Pumbaa and Rafiki. Like, what's up? Hey, what is happening here? The Pride. I heard. I'm like, the Pride. Like, come on,
dude.
Man.
I think this is Karrion Kross's. Okay. Let's be honest. He got to go back to Killer Kross, man. I know he can't use the word kill in WWE. I get that, but Killer.
Maybe when they move to Netflix.
Possibly, but Killer Kross got to make a return. Got to go bald again. Like he in NXT, you cannot tell me that Killer Kross was drawing. You know what I mean? He was fun to watch. And
you bought him as a world champion.
Yeah. He had the look. He has the talent. And then he gets to WWE, and they gave him they gave him like a night. No, not night. What did they give him? Like they gave him like a. Do you know what I'm talking about? They gave him like a God of War thing.
Sam looked like Goro off Mortal Kombat 2 with Sega. And that's exactly what he was wearing. Like he was like a little O in the middle, and then like the straps and everything like that, bro. And he had like a kilt on at the bottom. It was bad. It was really bad. They screwed up his. Okay, Devin. You know what they're trying to do with him? They're trying to fill the Bray Wyatt void with him right now.
I think it's too soon, though, and I think it's very unfair to Karrion Kross. It's very unfair to Karrion Kross or anybody in WWE to even reference Bray Wyatt right now. It's too soon. It is too soon to bring. It is too soon to bring out Bo. It is It's not too soon to bring Bo back. It is too soon to reference Uncle Wyatt.
Howdy.
Uncle Howdy. Howdy. It is too soon to bring that back. The Fireflies, all of that. It has to be done later on or not at all, out of respect for that man.
Well, if he gets inducted though, because his dad and his uncle are getting inducted, into the Hall of Fame. So
Bray should go in this year then.
Yeah, if they induct him,
then
obviously that's going to open up the door for people to start talking about him on TV.
Sure.
So yeah, it's pretty much it's a given if that happens.
Fredo's bro, y'all not gonna keep talking about Bray Wyatt and the Final Testament versus the Pride segment. Learn your segments, fellas, please. For the love of God, can we get some order in here?
Come on,
Fredo's.
My bad.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a stickler. But I'm really hard on the Final Testament versus Pride thoughts, and Fredo's has something to say. Fredo's, give it to him.
I'm kind of glad that AOP is back.
Sure.
I kind of hate if they're doing this whole new group. I want them to change their ring gear. I don't want to see like the bulletproof vest or whatever the
tactical vest again.
Yeah, the tactical vest, the cargo
Shield 2.0.
Yes, I don't want to see that. Just if they're gonna do this whole like cult like thing, give them some gear to match with that, because I could go along with it if you give me more storylines going on, but I need gear to at least visually get involved more. That's my only real issue with least the Final Testament. The Pride, I feel like maybe they need a new intro if they're going to change it up.
Circle of
Instead of,
life.
Sure.
Bobby Lashley having
Circle.
his, typical intro.
You can't let Fritos have.
I'm sorry, Fredo. I'm sorry, man.
Gosh.
I was
Going
giving a
home.
suggestion. I was giving a suggestion as to a new thing. My bad.
I can't believe it. Come on.
I'm done with mine. That's mine. Just change the gear. Change the intro.
No, Frito, continue.
Yeah, they do need a new theme though. I agree with you on that. They need a new thing. New name.
Oh.
Like, two separate. You got Lashley have his own thing, then you got Street Profits have their own.
Yeah.
Just have one unified intro. Just
Oh my
that way
gosh,
I feel it's a
dude.
little bit confusing, kind of.
Bruh.
A question for Fritos, real quick though. Do you agree? Do you think Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits are like a good fit together?
I don't know. It's yes and no. Because I know at one point Montez has talked about he wants to do his own thing. And I think he had that chance last year with Elimination Chamber and all that.
That wasn't a chance. What are you talking about? That was a
Dude,
that moment.
He was
No.
hot for a while.
Oh yeah. I
What,
agree.
A couple of months, he was hot. He should have had a mid-card, a U.S. or Intercontinental title.
I agree.
I mean,
I agree. It wasn't long enough, is what I'm telling you.
yeah. I think they work. It almost feels like it's kind of like pushed together away. Maybe
You
just to
don't
get
have
more
enough
screen
time to let it build.
That
And the fact that the fans screwed it up because they were supposed to be a heel stable, but the fans kept cheering Bobby, so they had to make him a face. They had to make the whole thing a face stable. Give him
I
somebody
I
to
think
work with.
them coming out with suits was too much though. I'm like, come on.
Instead of the whole face thing they got going on now, if they were a heel, I think it would have been maybe a lot better. But Lashley, I don't want to say ruined it, but just his presence kind of, turned and kind of just made the group feel weird kind of now, in a sense.
I definitely
Sure.
when back like late last year, not even late last year, like last year, a year and a half, 2 years ago, when Street Profits came out, got the red solo cups dropping, you got the music, you got it, they were hyped. Like I loved watching them. They put on great matches. They still put on great matches. But I agree. I feel like this was just forced, and I don't know. I really don't know why, because Bobby Lashley and Street Profits as their own entities are phenomenal by themselves. They put them together, and I don't know if that was like Vince's last, like one of Vince's last, like, let's put them together, but it is, I feel like it was kind of forced. Again, it just was weird. And then you're like, oh crap, they like them. They're not heel. Let's turn them real quick. And then let's bring back the AOP. And this whole storyline to me, kind of like what Virgil, what you were saying with last segment, this just does not draw. Like, I like what they're doing with Karrion Kross, trying to bring them up, but I feel like there's other outlets that they could be bringing them up.
Sure. You did this. Okay. I'll lay it out for you guys like this. Check it out. If the Pride with a better name were moved to Monday Night Raw and being the opposite of the Judgment Day, this will be so much better. You would get better matches, you would get a better vibe, and you would get so much better interaction between them. It would just be head and shoulders better.
For sure.
All right. Well, let's move right along over to the next one. LA Knight versus AJ Styles. Are you interested? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lauren usually does it too. Whatever.
Let me talk to you. Go ahead, Fredo. Talk to him.
I mean, it's been building up since the whole Fatal 4-Way.
Sure,
And
sure.
now with the whole elimination chamber that happened with AJ being the fucking biggest hater other than Drew, going half the way around the world to just ruin LA. I mean, I'm looking forward to this. I don't. This probably be what, day 1, day 2 Mania in the middle of it.
Day 2. If I had to predict when this will be on the card, I'd say this would be a day 2 blow-off match after a high stakes championship match,
Mm-hmm. And
where a title changes hands.
And whoever wins, it's going to build them up for a title run for sure. Which is
Sure,
going to be
sure. Yeah.
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 Anything else? I feel sorry for that poor TV. God. LA took every frustration out on that TV.
I would agree. Poor television. Big Daddy C, what you got for him, brother?
I'm glad they found something to do with these two because we weren't sure what was going to happen after the whole title picture. And so I'm glad that this is the route that they took. Got two former TNA guys going at it. So it's kind of cool to see guys that was with TNA for a while. And so it's nice to see them like link back up in the ring on the WWE side this time. So I like the feud. The promos are bound to be good. I'm hoping to see I'm waiting to see what's going to happen in the promos with these two once AJ actually shows back up and they're in the same ring and actually fight.
He's hanging with Wendy right now. Leave him alone.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm sure the match is going to be awesome. AJ typically puts on great matches, so I think it'll be a good match
for sure. Tank, what you got for him?
Hot take. I'm not interested, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I love LA Knight. I love LA Knight. He should be in the U.S. title picture.
Yeah.
Hands down. Should be in the title picture.
Yeah.
And he should not. He another hot take. Although as gifted as AJ Styles has been, I have never really truly been drawn to any of his matches. I haven't.
Since he's been like in WWE or just period?
Since he's been in WWE.
Oh, okay.
Since he's been in WWE, I feel like Vince does not like Vince doesn't like the smaller guys. Yeah. I feel
That's
like
true.
And I feel like in TNA you could have easily and they did book him as the face of the company because you have so much, you have talent there, and you have a company that no matter the size of the wrestler or the performer, the entertainer, you have it's sky's the limit, right? AJ Styles to me is so talented, but I like if somebody goes, oh yeah, has even he's main evented. You could call it kind of a main event with Shinsuke back in the day. I was rooting against AJ. Like I really think I just haven't really been drawn to him in WWE as much as I have. Now, was I hyped when he first got announced for WWE and he came out in the Royal Rumble? Yeah. I mean, yeah. But
yeah.
I think, but I just both of them should be in the U.S. title match. They should have booked that differently. I think it should have been a ladder match. I think you should have had all those guys that have a problem with Logan Paul. Right now, like Virgil said, to me, it's just this is it's just way to ruin. I don't know if it's even a ruin to LA Knight's push right now. To me, he should be going for a title. AJ Styles should still be going for a title. These two is just a way to try to keep them out of the title picture for a little bit.
Fredo's.
Well, speaking about the title thing, I mean, last Friday we had that tag team match with Randy Orton and Kevin Owens with Waller and Theory. Then Paul at the very end. hitting Orton. So I feel like that's going to be a six-man tag team match. Then they keep the title on Paul for a little bit longer. I'm sure because they're
Really though.
I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to. That's how I'm seeing it right now. Just after SmackDown,
Triple H, you can't do no better than that. Really?
I know. Just after that whole promotion thing they're doing with Prime being everywhere for the pay-per-views and stuff, and they're just probably dragging out trying to get more of that money.
Don't even get me started on that one. Don't even get me started on that one, dude.
Separate pod, Tank. Let it go.
I feel like if we're going to give, because I think they set the seeds up for that. Paul versus Knight. It's going to be something later on down the line. So maybe this should get the crowd more hyped up, but Knight definitely deserves a title run. I thought he was going to have it with Roman and Saudi, just because how he was. I feel like some of that steam died a little bit, but maybe if this feud, they had put on a good show in Mania, and he gets hot again, and they take the title off of Paul, give it a Knight, let him run with it. That's kind of just how I this whole situation with both sides going on.
Devin, I'm sorry. Tank, to your AJ Styles comments. We're gonna do an unfiltered show, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
You didn't hear my whole thing. You walked away.
I heard enough. Yeah, we will talk about this.
Hey, these two. Hey, you guys both heard my. I never said I did not like AJ Styles. All I said was nothing in WWE. I'm not really as interested because of the fact that I think improper booking.
We can talk about it. I have nothing to be afraid of. I will not attack you. I promise. Scout's honor. In more ways than one, huh, Fredos?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Moving on to the next segment. You guys actually were just talking about the US and IC title match at Mania predictions, and we'll go around the room starting with Big C. Give us your predictions.
So for the US title, I feel like looking at a triple threat more likely. Logan, Randy, KO. Feel like that may end up being a match at Mania. And then for the IC title, I think Sammy's going to win this match on Monday Night Raw tomorrow. And then he'll be the one facing Gunther for the title at WrestleMania. And then Sammy can get another WrestleMania moment and knock off Gunther in the run.
Okay. Fritos, where you at?
I don't think they're going to change the title, the U.S. title. I mean, I just don't feel like Randy or KO really the U.S. title. So there's no point of giving it up or having a match like that. Might as well do something like a 6-man where you could show all the skills in the ring. I just don't know if it would be like Randy and KO's partner. They could do like a mystery partner or whatever, or I don't really know. But for the IC, it's going to be Chad Gable. I said that last week on the pod. And then on X today, I think he dropped or someone dropped a whole motivational video of why he deserves it. I think he's going to be 1 or 2 in the gauntlet match Monday and just win it all. That's just
run
the
gauntlet.
Mm-hmm. He's running it.
Okay. Tank, what you got for him?
I agree. I think Logan Paul, I think with the Prime deal and that Prime stuff, I don't think you can take it off of him just yet. SummerSlam maybe, but right now it's too hot. And I take back Prime is awesome. It is actually great. Take that back from earlier. It is actually really it is some of the flavors but anyway, sorry. But
my kid likes it.
It's good. And let's be honest too, marketing wise, he's done phenomenal with it. So I think him and KSI both. But IC title, I see them keeping it on Gunther until you put him into the main title, into the top title tier. I love Gable. I love what they're doing, and anybody in that IC match coming up on Raw tomorrow, you could make an argument for any of them. Personally, I think Ricochet should be back up there, but
man.
Hey, give the man his due.
You mean WWE Will Ospreay?
Hey, there would be no Ricochet slander. There would be no Ricochet slander. He has the best woman in the business right now, so there will be no Ricochet slander.
Ricochet can't cut a promo to save his life. If you put a gun up to Ricochet's head and say, "Cut the best promo of your life, or I'm gonna blow your brains out," he's dead. Like, it's that bad, bro. Like, he can't cut a compelling promo to save his life, bro.
He's still to this day.
Somebody get the hat.
I don't think you could argue with me. He has one of the greatest moments in NXT, and one of the greatest moments when he did the front flip out of the ring, land on the stage, right in front of let's see Velveteen Dream's name.
Yes.
That's my guy.
Show me.
That's my guy. Say my name.
Let's be honest. The dude has all the athleticism and the in-ring ability to be one. I think ever since they fed him to Lesnar out of nowhere, I don't know. The man deserves more than what he's getting to, but we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see. With under Triple H, it's all under Trips now. I think so.
In Triple H, we trust this guy right here. He doesn't have this hair anymore, and he's had multiple surgeries on both these legs and on this pec over here. But other than that, same guy pretty much. Couple injuries. Everybody has them. Personally, y'all, I think for me, I like the idea of a triple threat match for Mania for Logan Paul with him retaining, just because, like it's been said, the consensus is Randy Orton and Kevin Owens don't need the title. Neither one of them really need the title. Personally, and Logan Paul, you just keep building him, cementing his resume. He lost last year to Seth Rollins at Mania, but then this year you build him up, so he'd be 2-1 at Mania, which is not a bad record, especially with the title win. That's more than you can say for Ricochet or Chad Gable or a lot of those guys over on the Raw side. So I think that WWE's doing it right. Do right by Logan Paul, especially since he signed a new long-term deal late last year. So you're going to have him for a while. And like I said, he'll take his fair share of bumps and loses and stuff like that. Losses, I'm sorry, not loses. And like I said, I think personally you keep the title on him, let him win. Plus, this is going to be a reoccurring thing. We're already planning for a WWE title change and probably a world title change. I do not expect Rhea Ripley to lose. I do not expect. Bayley might lose. Io, is her name Io Sky now? It's not Io Shirai anymore, right? Io Sky. Io Sky might retain. There may be a world where she retains the title, but you can get their comeuppance at the end. But Triple H ain't big on doing 20 title changes in one pay-per-view. So some of these people will have to retain, and some of these titles won't be on the line either. So that's just is what it is. We got to get used to that. So he like I said, so you're looking at Cody ending the show, probably retaining his title. Winning the title, and like I said, for the go home, and then like I said, you might have one more title change, but a lot of these titles are going to remain in the same hands, including maybe Gunther's. Now that Lesnar is out of the picture with that,
for now,
he's back on the roster.
He is back on the roster. Speaking of rosters, we had 2 NXT returns that we have not seen in a long, long time. Well, not really long for Trick, and I guess a couple weeks for William Regal. But how did these returns make you feel? William Regal back on not black and gold, I guess, the multicolored NXT brand. And, of course, Trick Williams making his return to show up his old buddy Carmelo Hayes Tank, what you got for me?
Man, I don't know if you guys have caught William Regal's podcast with Jericho when he first appeared on AEW, but William Regal, I think history books will show that man's influence is impact. It's not comparable. You know, I think he is one that I'm happy to see back in WWE. I'm glad he came back. I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he gets to see his son now carry on that legacy and cement his own legacy. Trick Williams, how far? I love the rise of Trick Williams. I love Carmelo. I love where do you go from here? Because Ilya, great as Ilya is, I think Trick's got to be NXT champion, man. I think you bring more life into NXT because NXT for me right now, I feel like when you're putting Braun on 2 shows now, and you got
that's
the only reason
soon to come to an end, yeah.
And you got Baron Corbin, who Baron Corbin is. Not that many people are going to agree with me probably, but you know, as boring as people may think he is, I think he's good at developing characters. Mm-hmm. He's good at developing his opponent's character even further. I think he's great. I'm glad they sent him back to NXT to help. He's a good guy to work with. Back up. Yeah. So Trick Williams, I'm happy he's back. The main title picture in NXT is a little tricky for me right now. Not to be pun. I didn't mean for the pun there, but it's a little like
Tricky Williams, baby.
It's kind of it's puzzling to me right now.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, C?
Seeing Regal back, you think about NXT just in general, like how it was like back in the day during the black and gold era. William Regal is NXT, like, you know, just his time at as a GM and helping develop some of those like stars that came up, you know, even from the UK when they had the NXT UK, and and so like his like Devin was saying, like Tank was saying, like his impact, his influence is definitely huge, and you need him in the WWE as opposed to AEW. I feel like his impact is greater in WWE than it is in AEW, and so there's still people from around the world that's coming to WWE that he can definitely help out. And so you think about Pete Dunne and his partner. I forgot his partner's name, but like seeing those guys, what they're doing now, you know, William Regal, you know, helped out with that, you know, with that influence. And so, and then in terms of Trick Williams, I'm excited to see him, you know, really get that push, you know, to the world title once he finishes his feud with Melo. So I think he'll be NXT champion for a while. And so it'll be nice to see who he feuds with once he wins the world title. The NXT world title. But yeah, NXT, man, it's still hanging in there in terms of like talent and good matches. I always felt like they put on good matches. I wish they went back to Full Sail, but it's good what they got now. So just it's good to tune in weekly and see what else they have in store. So
sure. Fredos, what do you got?
I'm happy that Williams is back. I mean, I didn't really watch NXT because my little break I took from wrestling. But then, you know, getting back into it, I was watching old clips of Williams being in there, being the GM. I'm just kind of more curious right now of what extent he's going to have with NXT. Since Ava's technically the GM, so he's an assistant GM, or what? I just want to know what exactly his role is going on right now.
Kind of mentoring her, I think, but also interacting with his son. I think that may play the biggest part in it for him. I mean, hopefully he doesn't try to make like a Black Combat pool, a Black Combat pool, AEW version with his kid or anything like that, but just mentoring his son, I think, and interacting with him and whatnot, I think will do for me.
And for sure, the one thing I want for next War Games, if he doesn't come out and scream War Games,
Yeah, I don't want to hear anyone say it anymore. It's
him.
even if he got to come out on SmackDown, like when Survivor Series comes up, if he got to come out there on SmackDown or Raw and announce the match, do it. I don't want to hear anybody say it again. Anybody else say it again. I'm tired.
That's funny. That's funny.
I'm really excited for his return. I love how the crowd gets into it. I love how even Booker's even getting into it.
Oh yeah.
And whenever he wins, it's going to be a great for NXT and just continuing on. But one thing that Tank brought up, since Braun's working 2 shows now, eventually he's going to be on one. What happens to Corbin? It's kind of one thing I've been thinking. Is he going to stay down in NXT? Or is he going to come up with Braun and continue a tag team? Or is he just what?
My guess is that he will stay with he will stay with NXT. I think he likes the lighter show load, and I think he likes working with the younger talent. And honestly, they need him down in NXT because, like Tank said, he helps with character development for a lot of these people, and he's a safe, reliable person to work in the ring with and feud with. So, like I said, you need those people in NXT working with the next generation, getting them ready. I mean, and again, like I said, I mean, this could be Corbin's attribute or his contribution to the wrestling business is literally bringing up that next generation of talent that will think of him so highly and so kindly and talk about how he took care of them in the ring. Okay, so moving right along, let's talk AEW's new look. A new look and feel for AEW was introduced this week on Dynamite. They brought back the tunnels. They also switched their ring ropes, and they also digitized their barricades, which is the walls and stuff like that around the ring and stuff like that. So obviously great marketing. They obviously have also been watching what WWE does. What do you guys feel about this? Also, I don't know if you guys peeped this or not, but they took out Joe's title is different. His world title is different because he actually, in the circles of where it used to be like AEW or just like worlds, like globes, is actually now Samoa Joe's logo on either side.
I didn't even
So
know that.
yeah. I was watching this week. I'm like, wait a minute, that's a brand new world title, and his logo's on there. So what were you guys' new thoughts on AEW's new look?
Personally, I like the tunnels. I feel like tunnels in wrestling in general gives it that great feel. Just having the crowd get more hyped and trying to see who's coming in, coming out, all that. I didn't notice the ropes. I took a little bit of hiatus from AEW, like I said, with MJF being out. And I did notice the digitizing, which I kind of like. I mean, It feels like it adds an extra little flair to it. Just something that's nice on both shows, really.
Yeah. I love that they use red ropes on Collision. Like, I miss red wrestling ropes in wrestling. Like, everybody using the white ropes. I'm like, bro, like, come on, be different. Like, that's what I appreciate about TNA, I think, more than anything. The yellow, like, I appreciate the fact that they, like, go out of their way to try to be different. Like, I appreciated AEW when they did the black ropes and stuff like that. Like, I mean, I don't know. The white is old to me, like, and it's been that way for almost 10 years now. I'm like, come on, guys, it's time to freshen it up a little bit. Tank or Big Daddy C, you guys got any thoughts on AEW's new look?
I mean, I hope it start. I hope it's a start of something that they're building like maybe this isn't the final form, you know what I mean? Because right now, the one thing that's that worries me about AEW is there's so many fans obviously that are like, F WWE, F AEW. We cannot be fans of both. You know what I mean? And it's hurting AEW's look overall when people are taking pictures of the arena and the places they're wrestling at. You have that whole section that's not even filled, and people are quick to like call it out. And I really think Tony Khan's trying to with the tunnels bring it back to what made AEW AEW. You have to have those tunnels, man. However, I saw a clip of Okada coming up the middle. Did I see that right? He came out of the middle of the stage.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think overall I like the changes AEW made. I think they should keep building on that to hopefully draw more people, because it is as Fredo's put it, it's been a hard watch overall since MJF left. And I'm not saying I don't like what they're doing completely. They need somebody to grab me again, I think.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't agree more with that. Big Daddy C, what you got for him?
Not much. Rebranding is always good. So it's nice to see them, take the steps to like improving their product. I do think, there's still more improvement left, especially when it comes to like storylines. It's nice to see Okada. They're still bringing in guys from New Japan. So I like that partnership that they have.
Sure.
And so in terms of some of the matches they got coming up, man, Danielson and what is this, man? Ospreay, man.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good match.
Man, what's going on with Kenny though? Like, I saw y'all talking about
it in the chat.
He had diverticulitis. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
The same thing that Brock Lesnar has.
Yeah,
right.
And so he was almost like, I think they said he was almost dead. Like he almost died in the hospital, and so they had to have like a surgery and everything. And so I think he's slowly coming back, but for right now, they're we're
not gonna see him for a long time.
Sure,
they're like, let's just take a little break. You'll just breathe a little bit. Let's heal the wounds you have already. And
right.
Dude got fired on his day off. Damn.
That's true. The Bucks of Youth, the Young Bucks, did come on AEW Dynamite and fired him as they brought out Okada. So he is officially out of the Elite. Okada is in as the leader of the Elite now. Again, I feel like with this podcast, we aren't overly hyped about New Japan wrestlers as like some of the other podcasts may be, especially some that follow indie a lot. We're more mainstream, just letting our fan base know. So, like I said, you're not going to see us be overly hyped when you see these New Japan stars come over. Now, when they wrestle great matches, obviously we will give them their kudos. But again, like I said, we focus more on the wrestling here in the States. With that being said, let's move it along to the main segment from AEW this week. Samoa Joe and Swerve Strickland did a segment. They got in each other's face, up in each other's grill. Swerve Strickland came out first, had some things to say. The fans whole time was screaming, "Whose house? Swerve's house. He is over," like you would not believe with that AEW crowd. Prince Nana was out there as well. So sometimes he would just stop in the middle of the promo and scream, "Whose house?" Whole crowd would say, "Swerve's house." Swerve Strickland is over right now, like you would not believe with that AEW crowd. However, it's not quite time, in my opinion, to put that title on him yet. I think that he still needs to do some proving ground and show that he can hold himself in a promo. In this promo battle, honestly, guys, Swerve didn't, to me, Swerve did not hold his end of the bargain up in this promo battle. I thought that he stuttered, stumbled a lot. He caught himself up. I mean, that's a big spot. You're in there with the world champ. And the only other worst person I could think of, two other worst people that I think to do a promo with outside of the current world champ Samoa Joe is Christian Cage and MJF. Like I said, boy, Swerve did not hold his own, I felt like, in this promo battle. And again, to be a world champ, you want to be able to talk, man. So Swerve still got some work to do before you crown him champ. What are you guys' thoughts on Joe and Swerve?
Hey, I think just to start off, I think you're right. Swerve's time will come. I think his time is going to come. And I was not for. Listen, I love Adam Hangman Page. I think he's great. I think he's great in the ring. His mic skills, I think what they're using him to do is to help Swerve build. I think they're pushing Swerve big time by having him go against Page right now.
You have to.
You got Samoa Joe in there, and Samoa Joe is always going to be one of the kings on the mic, man. Always going to be one of the kings. And so they are Swerve's time's going to come. I don't think you should take it off Joe just yet. Joe, especially with whatever they're doing with MJF right now, letting him heal. But Swerve, the trading the barbs, it's, again, I think it was you, Virgil, who mentioned earlier in the podcast, reality, like the reality in wrestling right now is at an all-time high. And so trading barbs is the way to go. It's the way you learn best your mic skills. It's what you unlock in yourself to be like, oh, wow, I can hang with the best of them. I can stay around. I can stick around. And so right now, not Swerve's time, but
it's coming.
He's
coming.
He's not leaving this title picture anytime soon.
No. And in fact, that could be a part of his story. In his beginning of his promo, he was talking about, how, like I said, he hasn't won anything. He really hasn't won anything. You know what? Swerve Strickland, LA Knight, on the same trajectory right now, on the same road. They haven't won anything over like crazy with the fan base, but still have a lot to prove. Like I know you guys, I know especially you, Tank, where you're not overly hyped about LA versus AJ at Mania, but here's my thought process behind it. You have to have LA show he can hold himself in these matches with these heavy hitters, because they're not just building LA, I don't think, for a U.S. title run. I think eventually he will have a short run with the World Heavyweight Championship on Raw.
You don't think Age is going to factor into that?
Well, here's the thing. AJ is for guys like LA Knight, you have to prove yourself to the writers, to Triple H, to everybody that you can be that guy, to the fans. Like, the fans have to keep warning you. You can't have 4 months of everybody screaming, yeah, and then they crown you after that, and then everybody turns on you. Can't do that. Can't have that. So, like I said, what you need sustained success. So Triple H isn't about short-term gains. Like, his booking style isn't to give you short-term what you want. I got a buddy. I know he's going to listen to this. He's going to hear me, and he's probably going to argue me down to the ground. But if they would have put the title on LA Knight as soon as he got hot, where would he be at now? Nobody would probably care about him.
The thrill is gone at that point.
Thank you.
I agree.
Thank you. Once you reach the mountain, it's over. Unless you turn him heel, which obviously you can do that, and the good ones know how to stay there. But his climb to the mountain, and then that breath, and that like if Cody wins the WWE title at Mania, there will be a collective sigh like, he finished the story. We got what we want. Let's feel good this summer until somebody cashes in on him and beats his ass and takes his title, which is fine. It's wrestling. It's a love story. You're going to get burned. But back to Swerve. I think, like you're saying, like, Swerve is just, he's in this pattern right now, but they're really building him. But he is going to be the greatest thing to come out of AEW, and Triple H's biggest pitfall and mess up that ain't even Triple H's fault because he was sick and gone when they let him go. But man, Swerve Strickland, if he can figure that promo thing out and just get something catchy that can pick that where you don't like get tripped up, like that's it. That's my problem. I need the promo to feel natural. If you're getting tripped up, that either tells me somebody's feeding you lines, you have your lines memorized, or you just get out there and don't know what to say. You're going up. In acting, they call it going up. I used to go up all the time where I would forget my lines, so I would trip up. And if you're doing that, you ain't ready, kid. What do you got for him, Big Daddy C?
I think with Swerve, I feel like in terms of the promo situation, when you in that ring with Samoa Joe, one of the best promo cutters, man, it's a lot of pressure with that. And so I feel like in that situation, it's hard. Like with him being fresh, you know, in this type of like moment, you know, going for the world title, I feel like it's gonna take a lot of improvement for him to really stand on that level with Samoa Joe. But I think he'll get there. I just feel like you guys said, it's not time yet. I think once he smooths this whole thing over with Adam Page, I think once he gets that done, maybe get a couple more, maybe another feud or two, and then catch Samoa Joe again, I think he'll be ready.
Put the Continental title on him. You don't have to automatically be the world title. You don't have to bet the whole house on Swerve.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel like let these guys get a mid-card title first and see how, because I feel like getting a mid-card title kind of like it's like a trial run as to how they would be with a main world title. Now everybody can't be Sheamus and be 2 or 3 months in and win the world title off John Cena. Like everybody can't have that fortune, you know. So I feel like with Swerve, he's one of those guys that needs a world title. I mean, needs a mid-card title before, you know, really, you know, proving his shot, you know, to be a world champion. So I feel like in AEW, it's important for them and for somebody to at least have a mid-card title run before winning the world title.
Sure. Fredo's, any thoughts on this?
I mean, both of them really said everything that I was thinking. I mean, I feel like Swerve is definitely the future for AEW. I could see myself really watching or really getting back more into AEW when he takes the full reins and gets at it. Maybe just a little bit more just trial and error, try and figure everything out. But I'm more kind of curious since, you know, during their promo, Adam Cole and what is it, Undisputed? Is that correct? I forgot.
Yep, Undisputed Kingdom.
It came out.
They are not the Undisputed Era in AEW. The Undisputed Kingdom.
And with Wardlow, or however you say his name, came out. It almost felt like it's going to be another triple threat. So I'm kind of just more curious. Just keep an eye on that. But I mean, I definitely can see Swerve being the new face of the company, especially right now with MJ being gone.
Sure. And if MJF leaves permanently, they're definitely going to have to get Swerve up to speed quickly. If Dennis' prediction from the beginning of the pod comes true, Swerve's push is going to be expedited, which may be good, which may be bad. We'll just have to see how it plays out. That's our thoughts on AEW, and now we're going to do something that we have not done before, but it will be a part of the show from here on out. Hey. Everybody drum roll, please. Ta-da!
Hey,
we're calling it Fredo's K5 Wrestlers of the Week. Fredo, go ahead, take it away. No interruptions, you two.
I made a list. If you could tell, I was trying, bring my inner Jericho out. The list. All right, figure I'd start off at number 5, work my way up. Necessarily, this isn't a wrestler, but it's a man legendary in the business. You may be wondering, why is he number 5? I'll tell you why. For months, he's been hyping Valhalla up with these damn antlers. The whole time, all she has is antlers. Oh, look, he decided to show up.
Hello.
Right at the end of the pod. We got the coach in the building.
Make it.
But back to it. hyping Valhalla up. Where's these antlers? Where are they at? Oh, she's wearing them. Oh my God. And what did she do? Grace him. She graced him with those antlers on top of his head, and he called the whole Ivar and Sammy match with those antlers on. And the crowd even stopped and cheered him on. To me, he deserves a spot in this number 5. Number 4, I've got Swerve Strickland. I thought he had a phenomenal match going on. But one thing that kind of caught my eye was when Adam Cole and the Undisputed Kingdom came out and a little, hit him with a manager, calling Adam Cole that. I thought that was funny since that's what Vince always saw him in NXT. And also saying how he's got Britt Baker's second phone number. Just another little jab, so I thought that was pretty good. Number 3, it's the Apex Predator, Randy Orton. I thought the match was good. I liked the end of it with the pop-up RKO. And then, hitting KSI with the RKO, then dumping the Prime, that disgusting-ass, nasty-ass drink on him. Perfect. Then number 2, I've got Cody. Just being the hunter when Solo and Jimmy came out and chasing Solo out through the crowd. And, we finally get the tag team match announcing it. Then the very end, bitch slapping The Rock because he deserves it. Oh, let's see. I can't know if you can see that. Oh, what? Tank sucks. Then at number 1, y'all are going to disagree with me. Hottest heel in the whole fucking wrestling industry, Dom Mysterio. The only person I know who got booed, he got married this week, was booed at his own wedding. So, I mean, come on. You get booed at your own wedding? Never. But his match with Gunther, doing a chop battle with him, you're nuts. And even taking those chops and being a man about it, he gets my kudos. The one thing that kind of disappointed me at the very end, telling the cameraman he wants chicken tenders and ranch, I'm all for it, but ranch is a disgusting-ass condiment. Be a man, get honey mustard, barbecue, or whatever cane sauce is called, you get that. Throw away that disgusting-ass shit. Top 5.
Why are you bringing up ranch?
Are you American? What the hell is wrong with you not liking ranch?
What?
I've never liked it. I never will. I'm like Joey Diaz. It's either blue cheese or you go fuck your mother.
Blue cheese? Oh my god!
Dude.
Grow up.
Man, I feel like I shouldn't have joined this late with that comment. My goodness.
Oh man.
Oh.
What kind of ranch?
Fredo's with the heel turn.
What kind of ranch brand? What kind of ranch brands were you having?
I hate them all.
Oh,
Can't stand
bruh.
it.
Some Hidden Valley or some fried chicken?
That Hidden Valley, bruh.
Yeah.
The goat.
Get that disgusting ass shit away from me.
Oh my god.
You're insane.
No, watch your profanity there.
Oh, sorry.
Wow.
I did it.
Erroneous. Erroneous on all accounts. All right. Well, since you have said the least out of everybody on the pod, Coach, what do you think about his Fave 5? Fredo's very first Fave 5 that we've done.
I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, I'm with him with Mysterio being number 1. I mean, getting booed at the wedding. I mean, that's how good of a heel you have to be. Is that if you're the greatest moment, so good on him. I agree with the Randy Orton as well. I think a very solid first 5 Fredos, and just keep it coming. I know you got some good things cooking over there.
Always, Coach always supports Fritos.
Coach comes in and just
I got his back.
Now.
Now your ranch, though. Your ranch.
Okay,
we got to work on that, Fritos. Yeah, I mean, seriously, dude. You got to expand the taste buds some more.
Right,
just like, don't like it.
Just like, come on, man. Just like upgrade your palate. Like, please eat. Like you like not like your ranch is like liking ketchup on your steak. I don't deal with those type of people, Fritos.
I don't do that either. I just don't like ranch. That's my one like.
Big Daddy C.
You're from the Midwest.
I know.
You have to eat Hidden Valley.
Ketchup on steak?
Look, anyways, Tank, what did you think of Fredo's first Fave 5?
It sucked.
Yeah.
No,
Suck.
no.
He doesn't lie.
I liked it. I liked all the points there. The Dom, and we can dive into that next pod. I think you're over to the extreme, whether it's positive or negative. If you're getting booed at your own wedding, incredible. That is incredible. Kayfabe, all that, like it's a sight to see. I love it. I love the wrestling atmosphere right now. Fritos, you still suck, but it's great.
Big Daddy C, what do you got for him, man?
Coming from the guy that, only had a half a banana in him, whatever.
Oh. Yeah, there it is.
I give it a B plus.
B plus.
That's better than I did in school. I'll take it.
Could have been an A minus, but Dom as number one. Nah.
Bro, Drew McIntyre definitely needed to be on your list, Fritos. I cannot believe you did not put him on there.
Oh yeah,
he was close. I have another separate list. I was listing down everything.
No,
my gosh,
it's Fritos
Fave 5,
not favorite 10.
Yeah.
That was a good one, Devin.
As long as Cena never makes his way onto that list.
Who knows? Next week he was naked at the Oscars. He might be on there.
Pause.
Bruh, Devin.
No pause.
Bruh, Tank, you are asking for it, and I keep telling you, stop starting with me, man. Leave John Cena alone. He had nothing to you. he just knows it's gonna get my gears every single time, man. And he tries it with me. Anyways, I'm not gonna give in. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching the pod. We appreciate you guys for supporting us. This is an hour 45-minute podcast, y'all. We just did talking wrestling, and we probably could go for another 3 hours. Thank you everybody for joining. Thank you, wonderful gentlemen, for coming on and talking. This is the We Book It Pod. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, follow. We're on socials at we're on X with We Book It Pod. We Book It Pod. I think Big Daddy C. You can also follow us on.
Yeah, We Book It Wrestling Pod.
We Book It Wrestling Pod on X. We also are on Facebook and Instagram under the same. So make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, follow, share with your friends and other wrestling fanatics as well. We cannot wait to hear from you. You guys can email us at inmyopinion.mj@gmail.com. Any questions, any thoughts, or you guys can post them at the bottom of these shows. And we love to interact with our fans and listeners. And we appreciate you guys for going through this wrestling journey with us. And thanks, guys.
Have a good night, guys.
Thanks for coming.